are you today?
We are back for another episode. I never know how to start.
Me either. And I think once we get a name down or something, we'll figure it out. That's what she said was her easiest thing with podcasting with Victor. They had their intro.
Welcome to Coco Caliente, and that was it.
Yes. And guess what? It is not Friday. It is Sunday afternoon. So I'm not sure what day you're going to be getting this episode because we'll get it to them today. And I don't know. Probably not till Tuesday, right? Maybe Wednesday.
Yeah, who knows? We're both a little bit tired today, if you can't tell.
So happy Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever it is whatever day it is you're hearing this. And we're going to start trying to slow down when we talk because I think we talk so fast because we relate so easy that some people can't understand us. And another reason I'm going to be slower today is because my list isn't very long and I want it to make it last a little longer.
Yeah, we talked through like 4 hours of content in 30 minutes last time.
Yeah, it's like,
and the reason that I think one person told us to slow down, but my dad, the other day, me and my mom were talking on the phone and on speaker. My mom was on speaker, so my dad was there. And he goes to my mom, I don't understand one thing that you just said. And I was like, I understand it all. And I had like in my head what I wanted to go back to, what I was. So we just talk to each other all day. So we don't even probably complete ideas, thoughts, sentences. And we think we're like making sense and we're probably not.
We make sense to each other, but not probably to everybody else. And
right.
And we always know we're in a hurry and we got to get to the next thing. So we just get through our conversations quick and to the point and then go back. And yeah, like I had asked a question and I'll remember the things literally. We had to go set up for the bazaar this weekend on Friday. And then on the way home, I went to ask them. I asked them a question. And I said, "Don't answer this yet." And I've said that's a certain person's name or a certain person on my Facebook. And I saw it, and I said, "How many eggs do you think this person eats a day?" Because they had posted on Facebook, and they both had their answer. And then my phone rang, so we never ever like finished it. And then yesterday, when we were coming back or on the way down there again, I said, "Oh yeah. How many eggs do you think he eats?" And then they like said the answer again, but one guessed 6 and one guessed, what'd you guess?
4. Where is this coming out of?
Is there 20 eggs a day?
Is this part of this is a thing you're talking about, or I thought this was going to relate back to something that you were trying to say about us talking fast?
No, it's not about talking fast. It's about keeping thoughts in our head and then talking about them later. But no, I'm still like miffed. I can't wait till I see him again to say 20 eggs a day. That's like crazy. Could you eat 20 eggs a day? That's.
But it's like, I never saw the thing, but it's like what he eats other things too, right?
4 chicken breasts and 20 eggs a day. I think Dave really didn't believe me because last night was the funniest thing ever. Jesse came over for dinner after we got back, and the funniest thing was Dave goes, "What's his last name?" I'm gonna look it up on Facebook. So he's looking it up and reading the conversation, and he's reading every comment. And when he reads comments, it's so funny. Jesse was just rolling in laughter
because my dad can't pronounce a lot of things. It's hilarious.
Well,
he can, but he like says things funny on purpose.
He says them in like how he thinks.
Somebody would say it.
He'll say like, Rebecca Sue said, "How can you eat all those?" Then he'll say the next person's name. I think there was 20 comments. So he's reading the comments and then he's like, and he isn't really super good with Facebook. And I said, "What is the other thing he eats besides the 20 eggs?" Because like I talk fast. I also read fast. So I miss stuff, but I know that I saw it. And I'm like, it was chicken, but how much chicken? He said, "I don't see that one." And so I said, "Hand me your iPad or whatever." And I pressed, it said open more, like, or view more. So you had to stretch it out more. And then I stretch it. He goes, "How'd you see that one?" I didn't see that one when I was reading them. So then he goes back and read like the 4 he missed through the thing I opened. But me and Jesse were just laughing because of the way if it was a girl, I swear he was like reading it in like a girl commentary. And then if it was like a guy, he's reading in their voice and he was just saying, oh my gosh, we were just rolling in laughter. But anyways, could you eat 20 eggs a day?
No.
So I don't even know if it's healthy.
I get sick of eggs just eating them every morning. Remember we talked about that?
Yeah. Well, that one day, especially when I made that big thing of scrambled eggs, you were like, ugh.
Next time you see him, ask him if he hard boils them. Does like egg salad?
I'm going to.
Does he just do scrambled? I'm so curious. That's
yeah.
That's a really like hard, strict diet, though. Must be working for him.
Yeah, that's what I want to find out. Like, it's crazy.
But I also read one time that, was it on the documentary on Netflix, a food documentary, that eating eggs is like smoking cigarettes. That cannot be true.
Maybe it's not. He didn't say specifically if he eats just the whites out of the eggs too. But it doesn't say that. But I'm literally gonna.
Nothing's healthy these days, anyways. But that's just very interesting. Eating 20 of something every day would be hard, no matter what it is, unless it's like Skittles or M&Ms.
And he said during the week, so that means he does it Monday through Friday. He didn't say nothing about Saturday and Sunday. I don't know.
Did he say that he like lost weight or something, or what was
No. He had a picture like, I'm going to say 56. Somebody just gave him 56 dozen eggs, and he said that's going to last him. He said how many days or weeks. So that's why somebody said, what are you going to do with all them? And he said, they're going to go fast. I eat 20 eggs a day during the week. So that was the whole point of the whole post.
Holy crap.
I'll let you read the post later. Remind me.
Well, the eggs that I buy are like $6 a dozen. That would be expensive.
These were from chickens. They were like
farm fresh.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he got a good deal then if they're local. You know what I mean? Local, right?
Oh, yeah. But
not from the store free range. Those are expensive.
That's still cheap if that's all you're eating is eggs every day. Right?
I guess.
Okay, so let's jump right into our weird or normal. Is it weird or normal?
Make sure you hold the microphone to your mouth, Mom. I can't really hear you.
Is it weird or normal? We still don't have the table back in our room, so we're holding the mics. Is it weird or normal to reuse your shower towels? And if so, how many days is okay?
It's not weird as long as there's not like something on it. And I'd say 3 days.
Yeah, I don't reuse mine. I mean, my hubby does, though. He's like, you're clean when you use them. So I don't know. He might use them for at least 3 days. And he just hangs it back up.
Dad uses it for 3 months.
He does not. But Dave's like, you're clean. But me, I use it and then I keep it up there. Before I throw it down the chute. And then the next day I use it to step on when I get out of the shower. So I do reuse it. I just don't use it to dry off with. I didn't reuse it, but then Victor got on me a little bit and just said, like, you should. But what I do with my towel is Beyonce loves to roll in it after I use it. She loves to clean herself. So that's what I would do, and Victor would yell at me. But now I try to at least use it twice just because that's a lot of laundry. You know, it's because I use a towel for my hair and for my body. So I use 2 towels every time I shower because I have so much hair. Good thing she only showers once a week, but
twice sometimes.
I'm just kidding. I don't use the separate one for my hair. I just use one. But speaking of hair, ever since I had COVID way back in November, that my hair loss has just been crazy. So I'm like scared to wash my hair too many times and to comb through it too much but I'm hearing it's pretty common. I don't know, like, if any of you have had issues with that. And I have thin hair anyway, so it's kind of stressful. Like, it actually gives me anxiety, like when I take the brush or the comb to my hair, because it comes out so easy.
And I haven't had it, but I'm breastfeeding. So they say, like, maybe once I stop breastfeeding, I also could get postpartum hair loss. So who knows? But I have a ton of hair, so I probably wouldn't really notice. But Mom's hair, like, it clumps on her shirt. That's how I see it, is on her shirt, right? So it's always falling out.
And in the brush. And yeah, so I actually bought these reusable, like, hair nets in these bright colors just for when I'm, like, to put on when I'm cooking or when I'm watching Arrow, because he likes to twirl my hair in his fingers sometimes. I mean, I have to get used to him. I just got them like 4 days ago, but I heard this isn't supposed to last very long. And you told me the chiropractor said, what's that stuff she said?
Collagen.
So I'm going to try starting that this week, because she actually asked if Nicole, if she's had any hair loss from any of that or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so she said it's pretty common, but everybody says that collagen really helps. The lady at the bazaar told me it helps her too.
Oh, yeah. It helps. I think it helps whether you're having hair loss or not. It helps with your hair, skin, and nails.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give that a try before I'm like any thinner than I feel like now.
Yeah, I just think as long as you avoid ponytails and buns and
I wasn't avoiding that because of Arrow. I was throwing my hair up, so that's why I'm gonna just use the hairnet with nothing under it.
Because when you got your hair colored, she said it didn't look any thinner. Remember?
I know.
So maybe we're just...
So I think it started after that.
Oh, you think it just had a delayed response, kind of?
Yeah, because they say around 3 months, but it took it was after Florida. I didn't even notice it in Florida.
Yeah, because maybe when you were eating healthy, it helped.
Oh, maybe.
Because when you stopped eating healthy, it started to fall out.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Maybe this the nutrients and stuff. Who knows? So that's another reason to get back on, is if we need any more reasons. But yeah.
Yeah, and I had to go to a funeral home the other day, and we picked up, my mother-in-law went with us, and I hadn't seen her in a while, and like I said, I have not been doing good on my diet at all or whatever, and she rode with us, and we got back into the vehicle before the guys did, and she said, Jenny, have you been losing weight? You look really good. And I said, well, I was, but not no more. I've been gaining it. She goes, well, I can really tell. So that made me feel like, oh my gosh, what if it's been a month now and I haven't continued from that? Can you imagine what people would be seeing if I continued from that? And that like Jenny, get back on it.
Yeah, are you starting tomorrow or no?
Yes.
It's Monday.
So I said that last Monday, but I mean it this Monday.
Yeah, I think
I need, first step is to get back on the scale again, and I did it once when we got back, and I never did anything about it. So I'm kind of actually curious. So that'll be what I'm going to do in the morning.
Once you get back on, you do really good.
I know.
Because then when you do good, I do good.
And then I feel like a couple people and I am sorry, I seen
I pulled it
a lot of Facebook posts about a new name idea and messages, and I have not been, this week I haven't answered much stuff. I've looked at it quickly and liked it or whatever, but I'm going to respond to everything this week about the different name ideas and the messages that I got private. But I know a couple people that are on it too, I think, because I haven't been talking about it.
On Weight Watchers.
Yes, are having issues too and stopping. So I don't want them to stop because I stopped. So I definitely need to get that going in the right direction. So you guys get on me.
Yep, I'm getting on you so that way I get on it too. You're the leader, Mom.
I know, I'm the leader.
You're the leader. So
Follow the leader, right? That's what I feel like.
Yeah, when I saw you eat 2 cookies yesterday, then I was like, all right, I'm going to get ice cream, 2 cookies, a donut.
I did turn your ice cream down, though, didn't I?
She did. I was like, can we stop and get this hand-dipped ice cream is the best, and there's no places in Michigan in the winter, but except for this gas station.
Well, there's a few.
Barely. Okay, so yeah, I found this gas station, and it's really good, and I just get us a little one, and I was like, Dad's like, you want me to fill this up on gas and get some ice cream? I'm like, yeah, let's go. And then I was like, Mom, what kind do you want today? And then she's like, no. And I'm like, yeah, me neither. Keep driving, Dad. So
I said, oh my gosh, I've been eating sweets. I have the best donuts at my house. I got cookies at my house. I had cookies yesterday.
Sweets are Mom's weakness and carbs are my weakness.
Yeah, so
Mom loves sweets.
Yeah, so I actually said no. And then, yeah, we went right. I said, you can get it though. And she said, no, I'm not going to get it either then. So, yeah, I guess that was follow the leader.
Yeah.
If I would have said yes, she would have definitely went and got us ice cream.
I knew I was getting Pirate's booty. I knew what I was getting.
So I did actually turn down ice cream, so that's really good, right? So anyways, we're going to talk about, we did the bazaar thing again, and I think that's why we're late. We procrastinated because we had a really busy week, and so Friday we were hightailing, packing up, getting things ready, and then I had to take it down to Frankenmuth, set it all up, and then the bazaar was Saturday, so that's why we haven't done it. But there was over 100 vendors there, and they had some really neat stuff.
Yeah, they did. I want to actually take a picture of the stuff I bought once I get it all together. But it was really nice.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of foot traffic, I guess. But
I thought there was a lot of foot traffic, but not a lot of buyers.
Yeah, and it was such a big area, space, that it was hard. It looked so small. Do you get what I'm saying? The people didn't seem, but I bet you they had a lot of people. I'd love to know how many people went through. And it was so much. It was pretty overwhelming to a buyer as well.
Yeah, because we were there all day, so we would take turns, taking Arrow in the stroller, actually, and pushing him and looking at the things to see if we wanted anything. Or mine was mostly just to take him for a walk, to give him something to look at and that kind of stuff. And there, I was overwhelming for me, and I was there all day. So, I saw a lot of things that I wanted to look into more, and I don't know. I bought a couple things, but I felt sorry for the spaces there we aren't we haven't been into bazaars, so we don't know like how much people usually charge for spaces, but the spaces were very expensive there from what everybody's saying. The like
over $100,
very high end, yeah, and a lot of them were not getting. I mean, we did good, but it was like not as good as I even close to as well as I expected. But we did
okay.
Yeah, we did okay, and But some of the spots, like there was a few that I saw in our area that I didn't see anybody go into all day, and I felt kind of bad. Like it was like, oh my gosh, because they pay for this and they sit all day. But the people there, like the vendor, it's like a vendor family. I feel like
they were so nice.
Yeah, like
we were talking, and I was like. Well, obviously, I was like they're all asking me about my baby, but then I was like, oh, I'm going to go buy something from them because, like, I love their stuff, but then you get to know them, and it was just, like, really awesome. Everyone was so welcoming. It wasn't competitive at all.
Yes, very welcoming, and they're all like, are you going to do this show? And they give us advice and this and that, and we're like, and I love the lady's attitude from the one, Nicole posts this thing that she bought with a lady actually goes and thrifts and buys all these, like, are they like pots and pans or are they dishes?
No, they're like bowls,
glass.
Like vintage glass bowls and vases.
And she makes these things, but just does it for, I'd say she's retired, or is it just a hobby? I don't know, but she does it just for fun. And she said she had such a good attitude. She was right behind us, so she came and talked for quite a while. And she was like, like my husband says, if you love this and enjoy doing this, and you don't write down how much money you spend when you go to Goodwill and you find these pots and these things, when you put it together, just do what you do for fun, get it done, sell them. Don't write down what you like.
Don't ever add it up.
Don't ever add up how much you're spending compared to what you're making. Just
because it's for you. It's for you mostly. She said she doesn't do it for money at all. And so when you look at it like that, it's like, yeah, that's fun. And I bought something from her. I loved them before the show even started, and then someone came back and was like, "Where's that chicken thing?" And she's like, "Oh, it was the first one gone." But then anyway, she was super nice, and it was cool to hear her perspective because she does 2 a month, so she's like she knows what she's doing, right?
Yeah, and she just like takes. And, she says, some of them are good, some of them are bad. They all balance each other out. And and she said this was the first show. This guy does a lot of shows in different areas. And his shows, she said, are usually, most of the people there said are phenomenal. But this was the first time he ever did it in this building. So the word wasn't as much out as...
Yeah, I mean, he put up billboards and stuff. So it's
so he did his
went
work.
to extensive, reach trying to get people. So it wasn't him on any, it's crazy. Like literally had billboards up for this craft show. So me and Mom were like, all right, let's get ready. Cause locally we were like busy except for after lunch. But, and anyways, this craft show, we did not get in trouble. People were cleaning up early and they were out the door before 4. So yeah, we were one of them. But they were so cool about it.
Yeah, and we weren't going to do it, but the same lady had said, oh, he's really good about if you clean up early. You can just start packing up your stuff. And then Nicole was still looking like, I'm not going to do this. And
I was like, I'm not getting yelled at.
And Dave was such a champ. He went down there with us both days, and that is not his thing to do. And he was being...
And he was like being really positive, like, that's all right. Like, you're doing good. Like, you're, very, all right, I'm going to go. He got us lunch. Like, he was being so good. I don't... Okay,
went to the post office for her, mailed her packages.
Victor would never have been as good of a sport, and I'll just say that. Like, if he would have... Dad did not complain once.
No, but he was so proud of us because we got out of there at, what time? I think we were going down the road at 4:04 or something, totally, out of town already. So he was
But we were not the first or even the 20th to clean up. We were in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, so that was...
we had to see people carrying bins out to even think about it. Because I was like, we're not going to do it this time.
And we packed up pretty nice and neatly and got everything home nice and neatly. Yeah. No crashes of...
And Dad, it was cute because then I stopped and grabbed some food on the way home. In the basement of Frankenmuth, they have home cooked food. And for everybody, I grabbed some. And then Dad was checking on the trailer. And he's like, all right, Nicole, I got the system down for next time, okay? So this is what we're going to do. And I go, Dad, I don't know if there's going to be a next time. This is a lot of work for what we did. And he's like, okay, well, if there is a next, he would do it again. I'm like, oh my God, thanks, Dad. I'm tired, but I appreciate it. And today I feel like I just got ran over. So
me too. Really and it wasn't just the bizarre stuff, though. It was like a whole week's worth of.
And knowing what's up to come this coming week, I think is making me even more tired. So.
Me too. Dave's like, it's Easter already this weekend. So we have, I don't even know, because I called her earlier, but Arrow was sleeping, so she didn't call me back.
So tomorrow I have a lot of like collaborations to do. I have to do all my collabs tomorrow for some stuff. And then I also have to do pick up a grocery order. I might send Victor to do that. And basically clean the house, because Tuesday I have Liz, who's a photographer, who comes up and she shoots like some collabs for me. She comes up Tuesday and Wednesday. So totally jam-packed Tuesday and Wednesday. And then Tuesday night, the priest is coming over for dinner again, so we can do some baptism classes at like 6. So that's just going to be crazy. And then Wednesday, all-day shooting, which is absolutely exhausting because you're just changing and changing. And then Thursday, we can finally breathe. But guess what? Then we have to get the Franny and the Fox drop stuff out for Friday. And then
there isn't no relaxing. We won't be relaxed on Thursday. And then plus we have to get ready because Victor's sister is coming up in the baptism.
On Saturday, the baptism is Sunday, which is also Easter.
We got his little outfit in. And so as far as the baptism goes, and since we're all going out to just a brunch, that should be nice and simple.
Smart,
Ordered
Nicole.
the cake already.
Good job. Yeah.
Ordered the cake, so there will be no work for...
Usually we host parties and just make a lot of work for ourselves, and so we didn't do that this time. And the cake I got, I'm real excited about. I got a vanilla cake with half vanilla cake with blueberry filling, and then I got a cherry cake with Bavarian cream filling. I'm so pumped. Vic's like, I don't like filling. I'm like, you don't like cake, so it don't matter.
and he I bet you he will like it, because he says he does not like things, and then he tastes them, and then he'll say, oh yeah, actually this is real good. But if he argues his point strong, he'll try hard not to like it, I swear. Does he not?
Yeah.
If he's like, no, I know I don't like it. No, I know I don't like it.
Yeah, because I was like, when have you ever eaten a piece of cake at any birthday party? Anyways, I'm not going to not get a filling because you don't think that you're going to like it. And I asked the lady, I was like, can we get a filling in those? And now I'm going to be starting a diet. I'm like, oh, shoot. Oh, but I'm excited about it. And then, I don't know what we're going to do when Victor's sister's up.
But, and your basement's starting to get painted this week.
Tomorrow morning the basement's going to be getting painted because I have plans for that. But if Victor cannot know what my plans are for that. And then we are also getting some light fixtures put in tomorrow.
And just white, the basement. So we're going to go with a nice clean look, because actually with some of our collabs, they're like, do you have a plain wall in your house?
It's like, no. So, I have a very colorful house, which they do not like. And it's just kind of like, okay, well, all right, I guess I'll paint something white.
Yeah, it's got to have a white background for some stuff.
Well, Victor likes clean and modern, so that'll be perfect for his basement space too.
Okay, now we're going to, this is going to be, I want to see some input on this, and I'm not going to, we live in a small town, and I could be talking about any towns even close, but relatable. Do you have like mean people that work in certain businesses? Like you're going to walk in there, and I don't know, should I name like 20 places? I don't know. It could be your gas station, your local restaurant, your post office, your library, where you know the people are going to be really grouchy, and you're like...
they're like a 10 out of 10 grouchy every single time. You've never seen them in a good mood, and you're just like, oh, I don't want to go. Like, you literally pay someone to go in there for you because it's horrible. We have those places. No,
well, I'm sure everybody has those places, but is it like always the same kind of places, or is it like a different... place
tell
like
us what
in each town?
Mom doesn't want to say our places, obviously, because then they would know. But tell us your places, because I just really want to know if it's unanimous. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'll admit it as well.
No, we're just like any single kind of things like.
Do you know that
like say the Secretary of State, maybe it's not even just a place. Maybe it's just.
Or like a couple,
just
like
a couple people like that work in a department, like in buildings. It's just, I'm just randomly thinking about it because we have this one place that we have to go in frequently, and we both are like, it's your turn, it's your turn, it's your turn. Because it's like, you can be as pleasant as can be, and they're just not nice. Like, I don't know what they had for breakfast or what.
I've been so close to just calling him out, just saying, like, you are the rudest person I've ever met in my life consistently. Like, what is going on? Because there's no, like, reason for it. So it's just frustrating. I could understand if, like, it was like, you can kill with kindness all you want. It doesn't do anything.
And sometimes there's no choice. Like, you only have one of that. Well, not if you live in big areas, I guess. But if you live in small areas, you might only have one of those kind of places that you can go into unless you go into another town. And so you don't have a choice. You have to go in there sometimes, and it's just like, I don't know. It's just funny because we have our, like...
No, because the other day I was thinking that I thought it was every place of this. And I said to Mom, like, does this job, like, attract, like, the same people? Or is it, like, just this area? And I should ask Victor that because he lived somewhere else. If it's just, like, a thing or not. Because I'm just so curious about it. And even, like, I think that they all might be friends, though, and then, like, kind of vibe off each other, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. We just want to hear you guys. We're probably losing you because we know what we're talking about,
and we don't want to, like, say it because I don't want them to be even meaner to me when they hear this. So, or change the subject. We can talk about anxiety for a minute if you want. I see that's on your list. So I've been having, like, I've been great today, fabulous, and yesterday I've been great. But I had, like, some more episodes of, like, panic and anxiety. So I was on 25 milligrams of Zoloft for, like, since I've been pregnant with Arrow. So, like, pregnant plus had him. So, like, 2-ish years, a year and a half, whatever it's been. And 25 milligrams is so tiny that literally it's basically placebo, which means it's not doing anything. It's kind of in my head. And I didn't know that. And so once I found that out, like, how low of a dose that was, that it's, like, not even prescribed to people for anxiety, then I think I was like, oh crap, like, so then she bumped me up to 50 because I was having a little more episodes. But this has been since I've been trying to get my menstrual cycle back with breastfeeding and stuff. So it came back normal for, like, 2 months, and then I bled for, like, 18 days straight, and then, like, 25 days out of 30. So I think there's a lot of hormonal shifts going on in my body. And so that also really heightened my anxiety. And because I know, like, when I'm feeling anxiety and when I'm not, and when it's something else. And so it was kind of like, I couldn't tell for a while. So I could be something. I'm getting some testing done next week. But, the fact of the matter is that it does come down to anxiety because it's certain situations I feel like that really trigger it. But my doctor wanted to bump me up to, like, 100, and I was like, I did not try that yet because that seemed like a lot to me. So what I did instead was, because there's not a lot of options since I'm breastfeeding, is I tried the CBD oil stuff, and there's such a big stigma with that. Like, I understand. I had my guard up against it because I just thought, like, it was, like, marijuana, but it's really not. And so I was like, I'm done.
Well, it don't have no marijuana in it at all, right?
It has no marijuana at all. But you just think, like, people think that, I guess, like, people that are like me that just didn't understand it. It doesn't, your body, like, creates basically the same thing that you would take from CBD, but it doesn't get you, like, feeling any differently besides, like, a little chill. Not even chill. I feel like it doesn't even chill me out. But I tried it. It probably makes you
think that it's supposed to.
Do you know that the winners on The Amazing Race, though, from when I was on the season, she gave me that on The Amazing Race, and I didn't even know what it was. But that was the day I had to jump off the gorge. I just brought that up to Victor, and I said, what if she didn't give that to me? Maybe I would have never jumped off that gorge. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And then I was so chill that we got last that thing, so I think it actually, like, made me really slow.
And I don't. It's only been she got it from the chiropractor, and
it's really low dose, and it's nothing crazy at all. But it's helping. I feel like I didn't take it today. I feel great today. So I didn't take it. I've only taken it, but I've been using the Highline Wellness one that I really like. I use that one for sleep because it's a little bit stronger. So because I was having panic attacks in the night, and then the last couple nights I've just slept so great. But I feel completely like it's the same thing as if I just didn't have anxiety. I don't feel like I'm.
That's good. I'm glad.
Like,
I'm glad
heavy
she's
sleeping or anything. Yeah. And then I had one session of like counseling, which I was so against as well, because I was like, I don't have any problems as far as like childhood, or I never went through anything traumatic. Makes me just kind of feel bad because she's like, maybe talk out something that's bothering you. I'm like, nothing's bothering me. So then I realized that's not just like what counseling is. It's like a lot more making me feel kind of, I guess, normal. And a lot of people experience what I experienced. So like techniques to get out. She's like, look, I can't like stop your anxiety, but I can take it from you getting out of it in 2 hours to maybe like 10 minutes. And that would be great on my part. So I only had one session. She's great. She's not local. It was virtual. And I have another one this week. And my insurance.
What day is that?
It's Thursday.
See, we do have stuff every single day.
We do. But yeah, so then that helped too. So if you're ever thinking about it, and I was like, I ain't talking to anyone local, because then what if they say something? But so then that helped. Virtual helps, because now I can go to someone that's not from this area. Because I know people aren't supposed to say anything, HIPAA, etc. But I also know that people do sometimes say things just because they're like, don't think about it. And I just didn't want that situation. And there's not like anything really for them.
I was going to say that, honestly, you say more about yourself out loud than like you don't hide anything.
I didn't want them to ever like just like say like, I don't know. I guess when I think about that, I just think like I wanted someone that I just didn't know to maybe listen. Does that make sense?
I wouldn't want somebody, the person she does not know she was even on reality television or that kind of stuff, because like that's what they'll, relate it back to.
Oh, so this is what she said, which makes perfect sense. Sorry to interrupt.
No, whatever.
She said that because I was on these shows in my 20s every 2 years, that she thinks my brain, the reason I like to stay so busy, which makes so much sense, is because I was constantly like playing a game for 90 days straight, and just trying to, every single conversation, she said, you're like watching everybody, making a different move, always doing something. And she's like, now your brain doesn't understand like that it doesn't have to do that. So if it can't fill the void with, okay, let's like, play this game, then it's going to fill it with anxiety and be like, oh my gosh, well, let's like panic because we have nothing to think about. She thinks I basically overworked my brain so much that it's a habit now. And it wasn't just like one time on the show. It was 3+ Amazing Race. And so she was like really making me feel like good about that. Because when I said I don't have anything traumatic or whatever, and she's like, oh yeah, this is definitely what I think. She's like, I could be totally wrong, so you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like, and I've been thinking this, like,
well, yeah, because when she's busy and even has to think about something, you think like in a stressful situation, like when Arrow wasn't feeling good because of his shots and stuff, you'd have anxiety because, oh my gosh, my baby. Mm-hmm. But she doesn't. When she has to focus on something else, she does not have it. It's like literally when we actually get 10 minutes to relax and I'm like, oh, we get some downtime. Then all of a sudden she's like,
freak out.
Mom, I'm having anxiety. I'm like, no, not today. We get a day off.
Yeah, like when I took off work, that's why it happened. And then she said, another good thing that she said about that was that's why I wouldn't have it on the show, because she's like, you got to be so busy on that show, because people are like, how'd you do Big Brother with anxiety? So I didn't have any. So now this is why I just flood my life with stuff. No, but there's ways to like, it's good to understand how your mind and your body works. That's all. And so, it's just still all new to me and like what I can do to help it and whatever. Yeah. And when Arrow, like today, Arrow was like really freaking out because he was going to the bathroom and it wasn't coming out. And so I just never had to do this before, but I was like calm as a cucumber and I just like pulled it out for him. And then I was like, hey Mom, and then he was so chill and happy. But if I was like to freak out, he would have been even worse. But I can perform when I have to.
No, she does. No, all the time you do, but yeah. But she definitely, it's when there's down times. And like, I'm so busy all the time and I used to have anxiety really bad, but I just worked myself through it, and like today, I didn't even tell her this, but today I actually had it a tiny bit. And I think it's because nobody needed me. Dave and Jesse are having a day doing, they're getting ready to pour, they had to take equipment over to Jesse's house because they're going to be pouring cement or getting ready to pour some cement and stuff in the next couple of weeks. And they're
Mom,
doing,
you just tell me if you're having
and
it.
then doing it. And then Nicole, I just left her with the baby today and I stayed home and I actually watched TV, cleaned house, made chili, just did the stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have anybody like needing me. And it was just so weird because I'm so used to like, I mean, Nicole did call a couple times, like, and say, oh, you can respond to somebody on media, but you aren't worried about what me and Arrow are doing today. And I'm like, you're fine. Arrow's loving just having his mom all to himself today. And I just started laughing. I mean, it was definitely nothing. It was very minor anxiety. It was just like, yeah. I don't know, like everything's just going too good and too calm right now. That's
like, exactly what happens to me. Everything's too good and calm and my body ruins it. It's like, but I'll get there and I'll figure out, but I wanted to be open and transparent about it because maybe it'll help somebody. So if you have any questions about anxiety at all, you can put it on the Facebook page and then I can answer any questions that you have or how everybody deals with it differently. So whatever works for you. And yes. Is there anything else today, Mom?
No, I think we actually did talk about quite a few things. It is easy. I always think about like, well, what are we going to say today? Especially if I'm tired. Like today, like I had a relaxation day and then I'm making my list, but it always goes smooth and it's easy to do. Yeah. And I'm glad you enjoy listening to us. And I love all the feedback we get and all the messages and all the encouraging words. It's awesome.
I know it's nothing like crazy that we say, and would you guys prefer us to have like topics and like talk about them? Because that's something we could kind of change up too. But it seems like a lot of you just like to listen to whatever the heck we have to say. But I want to make sure, and maybe we pick like one topic or something at least. And
that'd be hard to talk about. We talk so fast; it'd be hard to talk about one topic all day. No, I'm saying
we can talk about what we did, like that we just did. Okay, now let's talk about the topic of this. Do you get what I'm saying? So they come out with some type of topic. Just let us know.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
All right. See you next week. Bye.
If you want to be the most interesting person at the cocktail party, well, hop on over and listen to the Brain Candy podcast.
Our award-winning content will have you laughing while you're learning.
We read all the best articles, books, and studies and keep up with new TV shows, documentaries, and pop culture. And then we cram it all into 2 shows a week.
Conspiracy theories, cannibal rabbits, unsolved mysteries, the history of the Walkman. There's something for everyone.
The Brain Candy podcast. Find our link in the show notes.
Or simply search for the Brain Candy podcast on your podcast app.